So I was lucky enough this morning to get this fella. Not very much meat on this, but I'm going to fillet him and cook him on the fire. And yeah, check back with you when we're there. As you can see, is used for hunting. I have noticed that, at least this season, there's a guy here that leaves his stand up in the tree all the time, which is a no-no on public land. Don't do that. At least not here in Virginia. But anyway, this spot is not super far from the road. It is not very remote, but it's a good 1,000 yards away from where I've seen any activity from hunters. So we're going to keep following this trail, and we'll check back with you when we reach the spot. Good candidate for firewood, and we are nearly there. One of the only things in this area, especially when the undergrowth gets out of control, looking on a topo map, number one, this is the only place that was flat. All the contour lines, even just a quarter mile away from here, are so stacked together. This was one of the only spots on, ooh, there's some more good firewood right there. Be good for shaving. This is one of the only good spots that was flat enough and so we are almost there. So it's not exactly a pond, but it is a tiny bit of water, which always makes me feel better about having a fire. Just have it right on top of that, push everything in. So here we are at the site. Everything's still good. My tripod chair is there. Got my stump anvil. A bunch of good things put together here. But I think today we're gonna do a hammock. And there's our pod hanger, which we're not gonna use. But I'm gonna go ahead and fillet this fish and get back with you once we get some coals going. Pine trees, not only do they have fat wood, but they consistently have, in my opinion, the best and easiest kindling that there is. Just grab it right off of the tree, and you can get some size pieces this way too, pretty easily. And for anybody who is upset about this, you got to understand that it's dry here, and by taking these dry pieces down, you are actually helping a little bit, not very much, but you're doing your small part to help with forest fires. The less dry material there is, the less stuff that's gonna burn. All right, so I've got my fire prep ready. Everything here is really dry, but that's why I'm deciding to do this right next to this source of water. So I've got my kindling, my base, and my brace. I have my bird's nest, which is a combination of cedar bark and a little bit of birch bark, so it should have no problem going up. And then I'm gonna do flint and steel. I'm just gonna use char cloth, no coal extender, and yep. So here we go. So here's my fillets. You can tell that's not a lot of meat, but I've taken the water and it's giving it something to stick to, because I'm going to put some breading on this, and we are going to cook that on the coals. Oh, it's starting to look really good, and it's starting to smell great too. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to eat this with my hands. I did not remember in my hurry to get out here and do this morning to bring anything like that, but it's always how it goes. Now sitting back in my bush chair, just enjoying the sounds of nature, not worried about anything that's going on outside of this little grid square right now, other than just enjoying a fresh catch and a fresh cook. By the time you put all this breading on it, it really tastes like chicken nuggets, but yeah, still good. Stay tuned, I'm gonna put the hammock up. Well, I have to say, this is starting to feel a lot like a Corporal's Corner video. I have my Siberian hitch tied up to the tree. I've got my Marlin spike hitch tied off to a toggle so that I can keep my backpack free of ticks. I found a few of them on me, not today, but recently. It is not cold anymore. And then over here, nope, here's that wolf spider I was chasing around before. Flip the camera. Over here, I've got my Bushcraft Outfitters tarp tied together. We've got a trucker's hitch on this end, tied together with toggles on each end. And then over here, I've got my bowline with an improvised Marlin spike hitch and a toggle. So as you can tell, with my Prussics also, I'm a big fan of toggles. So I'm gonna set up the hammock, get some shade from the sun, and out here be immune AF. Oh yeah, now this is living. Got a belly full of fish straight off the fire, and we are in the hammock. We are smoothing it right now. All right, I might take a nap. Get back to you guys. Hope everybody's safe.